Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video, I want to show you for around $53 how to add a click track for your musicians and your band inside of a separate mix just for them. So most of y'all know I've been playing since I was like 6, 7, and sometimes I still play. And one of the unique things for me is to one of my pet peeves is to make sure that everybody is on tempo or that a song constantly is slowing down. And I've been known to try and put a hole in the floor at church on the pulpit, stomping to try and get people to be like, hey, this is the beat. This is the beat that we're supposed to be on. But if you have a problem doing that, one thing I want to do is add a click track. And a click track is nothing but a metronome that you can set at the given tempo of whatever song. And that way everybody hears that constant beep of the beat so they know where the song is. So there is no excuse. And for me, I can save my leg from trying to put a hole in the floor. So one of the first things we're going to start off with is you start with your phone. So what I'm going to be using is, because we're going to stay within $53, something like that, to get this done, is I'm actually using an app called Tempo. This is the app that I'm using right now. That is nothing but a digital metronome. This actually, you could get a free version of this, but I got the paid version, which is like $1.90 or $2. And this allows me to set multiple tempos for different songs. So these are 2 songs I'm actually going to be teaching for the choir this 5th Sunday. And we can set the tempo and it outputs a sound that goes along with the song that can be notified to everybody else. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we're going to use a product that we did a review for before, and that's the X-Vive Bluetooth XLR. Now, you don't have to use this. This is just stuff that I have, but having something like this means that you don't have to have your phone tethered to anything or anything like that. This is just a Bluetooth adapter. I will tag the video into this where you can just plug this into whatever available jack that you have, or like sometimes a choir rehearsal, a microphone that we're not using. I unplug that and hook this up so that we can use it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn this on. And those are the 2 things. We're going to pair this here with this, and we set our tempo inside the app and we play it. Now, because it's like a regular mic, we don't want this to go to everybody. So we're going to make a band mix. This is similar to just how you would do, we did in our live stream mix, but this is going to be a mix just for the band. So if you have in-ear monitors, it will work the same concept. If you want me to do it for in-ears, we'll do that. And I might just make the whole thing at the same time. So let's go ahead and cut over to my mixer here. I'm going to actually be using the XR 816. That's what I have right now. But again, the concept is still the same as long as you have a mixer that allows you to have a mix bus so that you can make a separate mix for people to hear. So let's go over here to the app. And my board is turning on. Let's go ahead and connect to that when it actually shows up here. So what we're going to do is, as you see, I'm going to plug this into jack number 5. Let's go ahead and turn this on here. And I'm actually turning on my sound because I have it plugged into my board so you can actually hear the recording of this as well too. All right, so we have this now plugged in. And what I'm going to do is go back to this Tempo app, and there's going to be a link to all of this as well. Let's go ahead and play the tempo for Sovereign God. This is a song we're going to be doing. And as you can see, there is that tempo. And if I bring in the audio into the live stream, you'll actually hear it. So you probably hear it blasting right now. So let me actually turn that down. So that's there. All right. So that is giving us our tempo coming into the house so that everybody can hear this. All right, so we got everything connected here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start the tempo because I've already had my phone tethered to this. So let's go ahead and set the tempo for, we'll start playing the tempo for Sovereign God. So as you can see, here's our beat coming in here. Now, we need to make our mix just like our live stream mix. So I'm going to come over here to bus number 3 or our aux number 3 if it supports it. And I'm going to join these 2 channels. That's just so I can have left and right, because that's just the stuff I have. If you only got one channel, this will work the same way. I'm gonna come here and link these to channels 3 and 4. And let's name this band. And let's make this red. And rename this band right. And I should have named it band left for the other one. Let's fix that real quick. All right, so now on my mixer, and I have a video, a close-up of you can see outputs 3 and 4 are going to be for the band mix. So if you have in-ear monitors or whatever, this is going to be the mix, the jacks that you connect so that you can hear what's going on. So now that we have our separate mix, as you can see, we got it turned up on our main. On our live stream, we don't have that channel going to it at all because we don't want the house to hear that. So let's actually bring that down, because we don't want the house to hear the click. We only want the click to be heard in our band mix. So let's turn that up just a little bit. And if I turn on the mix for my recording, now you should hear that click going in for the live stream. So that's just for y'all to hear it. But because the way this is set up, this channel is only going to the band. They're the only ones that's going to hear it. And because we're not tethered to a cable, we can just hit the play button. As long as we're connected to that Bluetooth adapter, you can start setting the tempo for the song. Everybody's going to hear that, and then you can start going. Now, again, if you had a phone that had to use a cable, then you could probably get away with like a cable that connects to an XLR or a 1/4 inch or something like that you have on your stage or whatever. That's probably going to go for maybe like $9 to $12. I just like the Bluetooth one because that's what I already have, and I don't have to be tethered with another cable. So with that being said, let me show you how to do this same thing if you have a like personal mixers. I'm gonna go with the X32 because that's what the apps I have. Concept is still exactly the same. So let's bring this app over here and let's make the whole setup again. So inside of here, we're gonna make a band mix. So I'm gonna use number 10 because that's just what I have available on here. Let's come over here. Let's rename it. Well, actually, let me take that back. We don't need to do that, because we're using the P16s. They have their own separate mix. So inside of here, what we need to do is just have an input available for that. And I'm actually don't use the horn. So that's a jack that I know I have available. I will just have this as click, name that as click, unmute it so that it will go everywhere. This is the main. We don't want that audio to come into the house. We don't want it to come into the pulpit, so it's actually off, but I'll actually turn it down as well. We don't want it in this choir mix. We don't want that in the pulpit. We don't want it outside. We're pretty much just turning it off in every location that we don't want it to go to. We don't need it in our subwoofers, so it is off, but we're turning it down as well too. We don't need it in our mic mix. We don't need it in our aux mix. We don't want it in our talkback mix. We only want it in our band. So we're going to turn that on, set our volume here. So now that's the only thing that's going here in this band mix, if you wanted to do it that way. That's the same way we just did it. But if you have like P16s or anything like that, we're just going to come over here to our routing, go to our Ultranet or our P16, and we just set a channel that's available. So what channel was that? That was 23. So we have 9 that's available. So I'm just going to say we're going to route that directly, and that quick, I forgot, 23, right? Yeah, 23. We're going to route number 23 here, but I think my routing is off. Oh. All right, so as you can see, we selected our input from 26, and now that click is channel number 9 on our P16. So we don't have to worry about the house. It goes directly to the musician's P16. They just turn that channel up, and now they will hear that click in ears. So we did it one way, where if you have a regular mixer, you use an aux, you send that out to where all the musicians that are plugged into. So we did a review showing how you can add personal mixers into your musicians setup if you don't have a digital board, and we did it from a digital board. So the Allen and Heath is the same way. The Yamahas are the exact same way. Those digital boards, you just route them in a separate bus just for the musicians, or a mix or aux, whatever name is called for that board, and you turn that channel up just for them. All right. And then if you have a personal mixer, the digital ones, you route it to that mixer. You just set the channel that you have, that your phone or whatever that's doing that click track in there, and then that you turn it up just for them, and you assign it, and now the band is the only one that can hear that. And that hopefully will get everybody in tempo and in time when you're doing songs. This is something I'm actually going to implement for this 5th Sunday, that I'm actually going to be going with the music with the band and everything like that. So hopefully that helps. There's going to be a link down below to all the products I use, or if not, I'll have a link to, if you want to use adapter for an iPhone or a Android, and the cable that you need to hook it up to whatever type of mixer that you have. We'll use XLR or 1/4 inch or RCA, whatever. It can be a 3.5. There's a bunch of them that you can connect so that you can do this. And again, if you went the route I'm talking about with the X5 P3, this is going for around like $44, $50 at the highest. And then the app that is on Apple and Android, the paid version is about $2. So it doesn't break the bank. So right at $50 with everything that you've got, you can actually have a click track so that everybody can hear. This is also assuming that you already have personal mixers and all this other stuff. If you need personal mixers, I will also link the other videos where I talk about how to add that stuff, or how to configure, if you're using an X32 or something like that, that you can add that mix for your musicians. So I hope that helps, especially from a media standpoint. Like the cameras and all that stuff can be great, but if the sound is bad and it's out of time, it does affect the quality of what we do. So these are some little tools that we can do to help your media ministry, help assist the music ministry. So anyway, if you have any other questions, leave them down below. We try to get to every question and comments as best as possible. And I think that's about it. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.